Jackson Radio Show.
Greetings and salutations. You are tuning into the Disgruntled Millennial portion of the Kevin Jackson Radio Show. Of course, I run interference for Kevin Jackson while he is out in the world triggering lefties, triggering liberals left and right with his blackness. The guy's black. Liberals absolutely hate black conservatives because the entire idea of a black conservative lays waste to the foundation of their belief system, which is that everyone is racist, which is that all conservatives are racist. And of course, black people can't be racist according to the leftist narrative. So when Kevin Jackson comes out as a conservative, it just makes their head spin 360 degrees like The Exorcist, and projectile vomit goes everywhere. It's a show. It's a certain kind of show, And we here at the Kevin Jackson show, we like to point that out, and we like to make hay out of that because it's hilarious, if you ask me. Now, one of the things that we were just talking about, the only thing that we've been talking about thus far, is this Harvey Weinstein conspiracy to keep his sexual misconduct silent in Hollywood. Now, we hear a little bit about reparations all the time because, we say because of the institutional racism that used to be back 150 years, 200 years ago here in America, that white people today should be paying for black people's rent, and we should be paying for their food and stuff like that. They call it reparations. We need to repair the injustices of the past. Now, I'm not sure this kind of logic applies when it turns around, when it's turned around on the liberals. Kevin Smith, a very, very famous director, said about Harvey Weinstein's behavior, he said, "Harvey Weinstein financed the first 14 years of my career. And now I know, while I was profiting, others were in terrible pain. It makes me feel ashamed. Perhaps, Kevin Smith, maybe you should open up a fund. You should open up a fund for all the ladies who were accosted by Harvey Weinstein. Since you profited while others were in terrible pain, perhaps you should open up a bank account for some of these women. Reparations. You need to repair their pain." Now, I would say that there's a better argument for Kevin Smith, a real live person in the modern day who profited from someone else's terrible pain. I would say there's more of a reason for him to open up a reparations account for some of these women, because these women are still going through this actual pain. It's something that's happened in the modern world. But no, what we really need to the reparations we need to focus on are white people who never owned slaves repairing black people who never were slaves. You see, this is where the leftist logic the leftist logic falls apart in every single way, shape, and form, no matter where it goes. I like hearing that these women finally, Glenn Close, Meryl Streep, Ashley Judd come out and they criticize a Democrat. They had decades to criticize this guy. They had decades to make hay out of some of the rumors that were going around about Harvey Weinstein and his misconduct towards women, sexually harassing women, grabbing women's breasts. They had plenty of time to do this. And now that it's politically expedient, now that the evidence has come out, they all knew. But now that the evidence has come out, now that the rumors were basically proven to be true, now they want to come out and condemn the guy when they have profited for their whole entire careers because of this culture, this casting couch culture in Hollywood. Compliments of Democrats, compliments of liberals, compliments of leftists. Now, I think, look, credit to where it's due. Credit to where it's due. At least they're coming out now. But I'm sorry, Glenn Close, I don't want to hear about this institutional sexism because all this stuff that you're saying, the changes, Glenn Close says the changes must be both institutional and personal. Institutional and personal. She can't even come out and criticize an individual person who was individually accused, individually proven to have performed these terrible acts of sexual misconduct, she wants to turn it into this big, gargantuan, institutional thing. Now, maybe it is. Maybe it is, but you're alluding to something a little different than what you're actually saying. You're alluding to conservative patriarchy. You're alluding to the patriarchy that Republicans are out there propagating.
And he came up behind me and said, "I think you're in my seat." And I recognized him immediately. It was Harvey Weinstein. And he pulled a chair over next to me and was very polite, very, very warm, very conversational. We started talking. He asked me what I did. We started talking about news, started talking about politics. He was complimenting me and telling me how impressed he was with how much I knew. And we were talking about presidential history. We both loved presidential history.
Yeah, all
it was
small
this really
talk
warm,
so that he could basically get in her pants.
He asked you to go on a tour of the restaurant with him? Is that what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were all sitting around at the table, and he said, I'm one of the owners of this restaurant. Have you ever seen the downstairs? There's a whole downstairs, and there's I'll take you through the kitchen. I'll show you where everything is. Okay. I thought a restaurant kitchen, there'd be people cooking and moving and things happening. And as soon as we got downstairs, that was not what it was. There was two guys sweeping up. There was no one down there. And that's when I really saw the red flags. We go downstairs. There's like two guys sweeping up in a kitchen. He shoos them away.
He shoos them away. Take a hike, guys. I'm about to show her my
and
penis.
He says, "Let me walk you through." And
masturbate in front of her. And she's going to love it. She'll appreciate it.
And a hallway, and the door out to this restaurant was locked. It was closed. And that's where he cornered me in this vestibule and leaned in and tried to kiss me, which I immediately rebuffed and said, whoa. I had no idea that that's what this was. I'm sorry. I have a very serious boyfriend, and I'm not interested. And I thought it would end there. Mm-hmm. But that's when he blocked the entrance or exit for me and said, "Well, then just stand there and be quiet."
I remember a Disney villain named Ursula who told Ariel, the mermaid, that, she doesn't need her voice. She should just stand there and be quiet and let her body do all the talking. She said it's she who holds her tongue who gets a man. In this case, it's she who holds her tongue who gets a job with Harvey Weinstein.
I had no idea what was going to happen, and it happened very quickly, and he immediately exposed himself and, began pleasuring himself, and I just stood there dumbfounded.
What are you thinking in this moment?
I was so shocked, disgusting, and kind of pathetic, really, to stand there and look at this man, but more than the disgusting act itself, which, of course, was gross, the demeaning part of it all, that just, 20 minutes earlier, he was having this great conversation with me, and I felt so great and flattered by it, and then stand there and be quiet. Just a few minutes later, just negated any warm feelings I had, and I realized, that's what this was all about.
When he was done, you say he finished.
Okay, let's not mince words here. He came to fruition. He busted his nut all over himself as he was watching this scared lady basically wonder what the hell was going on, why this strange old fat man was holding his penis and pleasuring himself.
When he was done, were there words exchanged?
He finished, and I said, "Can I go now?" I was pretty annoyed at that point that he had...
And what did he say? Blocked
my way, and he said, "Yes, let's go.
Yeah,
let's both go.
Let's both go. Let's both go." That was totally not awkward at all. Come on, we'll just go back to our tables like nothing has just happened. Like I didn't just basically kidnap you for 10 minutes or for a few minutes or however long it takes him to come to fruition. Well, let's just go back to our tables. We'll finish dinner. We'll have some dessert. Then we can go talk about a movie role for you. Did you know I'm famous?
Did you think at all in the moment about getting out of there, pushing past him while it was happening?
The truth is, yes. I mean, if I think back, I could have pushed past him. I mean, he's a large man, and so he was blocking the entrance. But, I mean, I think if my life was threatened, I absolutely would have been able to fight my way out. But the shock of what I was watching just kind of makes you frozen.
How long did it last?
I remember it being relatively quickly. I don't remember it going on that long. I was surprised.
Surprised about how efficiently Harvey Weinstein can go around sexually harassing women. That's really what is the surprising thing. It was surprising that he just whips out his penis and then about 30 seconds later he's got his rocks off and then he could go back to dinner with this lady and of course she would just love to sit down and talk about getting a job with this guy. Very, very inappropriate. Then, of course, Harvey Weinstein came out with an apology, which this lady saw as the last straw. Because what are you going to do? Apologize for being a complete and utter despicable creep?
That apology was the final straw for me. And so when I was, contacted by a reporter, that's when I said, oh, no. Enough is enough with this guy.
I say enough is enough with the crocodile tears and lectures from Hollywood. We'll be right back.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177 or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.